Alright, before I get into the review real quick, I just have an issue to address with this game regarding the PlayStation TV. Yes, the game is PlayStation TV compatible, but it currently requires you to own a PlayStation Vita, because if you start it on your PlayStation TV, it'll bring you straight to this screen. You can't actually touch to start. None of the buttons register. The only way to get this to work is if you have a PlayStation Vita, load up the game on your PlayStation Vita, then touch the screen, go into the options, and change the controls to Type C, which disables the touch features. Save it, upload it to the cloud, download it from the cloud to your PlayStation TV, or optionally you can just move your memory card from the Vita to the PlayStation TV, and then when you start it up, you'll finally be able to navigate and get past the menu screen. So far, this game has only been out for a day or so, so I expect them to fix this. I hope they do. By the time you're watching this, hopefully they've fixed it. If not, this is the only solution currently. I will update this video to let you guys know if they've patched it. Otherwise, you can expect this issue. Alright, now that that's out of the way, let's get back to the review of Hotaru no Nikki, the Firefly Diary on the PlayStation Vita. The Firefly Diary is a dark journey where you guide a little girl named Mian through many treacherous environments while slowly recovering her memory along the way. You directly control two entities, Lumen and Umbra. Lumen is the firefly creature that Mian will always follow. With Lumen, you will basically direct Mian as to where she should go next and instruct her to interact with certain objects. As Umbra, you can only travel through the shadows, but you'll have the ability to interact with the environment without the need for Mian's assistance. The game is relatively short. There are only 4 chapters, with 3 main stages and 1 boss stage for each of those 4 chapters. The life of the game can be extended a bit by searching for the memory fragment hidden in each of the main stages. That being said, this game will test your patience. You will die several times in this game and end up playing certain segments many times over until you eventually memorize all of the tricks and traps. I'm going to be brutally honest here. By the end of the first chapter, I didn't like this game. It felt too easy, like I wasted my time with a paint-by-numbers coloring book, and the controls felt really clunky. For chapter 2, I turned off the touch controls and actually started enjoying this game a bit more. It wasn't until near the end of the second chapter that I actually started liking the game, so chapters 2 to 4 are where I would say the game really starts to get good. And as I recovered more of Mian's memory fragments, I started getting more and more hooked. I had to know what happens next. By the end of the game, you may be left wishing there was a bit more content here. Unfortunately, I found the extra challenge of finding the memory fragment hidden in each stage was a bit too easy. Just by chance, I happened to pick up 75% of them on my first playthrough without trying, and finding the rest wasn't really as much of a challenge as I hoped. Visually, I like the look of the game. The hand-drawn art style feels refreshing, and they mix it up a bit by throwing in pixel art during the memory sequences. I definitely give the game developers props on the art style because this is one of the things that drew me into the game in the first place. As for the audio, well, there's no voice acting. The story of the game is mostly told through visuals, and there's barely even any text. The music fits the setting of the game perfectly, but it's not by any means memorable. It's just great ambient sound to set the mood for the game. The controls of the game are alright once you get the hang of them. Just be sure to turn off the touch controls like I had mentioned earlier. I found the Type C control scheme to offer the most enjoyable experience, although I'd still prefer to have more direct control over the main character when it comes to dropping objects or climbing. All in all, if you liked the game Limbo, you'll probably also enjoy this. Just be sure to play beyond the first chapter. It's definitely one of those games that grows on you the further you get into it. It's also priced appropriately. The MSRP is only $20. If this is a game you feel you could wait on, you'll probably see a sale on the digital download at some point. As for a physical copy, I know the NIS America store sold out of both the standard and limited editions long before release. I assume they'll print more, and if that's the case, you should also be able to find a physical copy on sale at some point too. Overall, I give this game a 6.5 out of 10. It's a good little game. I just feel like they could have added a bit more content, maybe more collectibles and optional side puzzles to solve. My advice is look at your backlog of games first and see if there's anything that you might like to play more than this. If so, wait for this to go on sale. If not, pick it up. It's only 20 bucks. Alright everyone, thanks for watching and I will see you later.